What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a very special video. Opportunity to learn something new, whether you're a beginner in Blender or you're intermediate. Even if you're not Blender literate, I think just watching the process will be enlightening. Maybe it will inspire you to start your own Blender journey. I hope so. This video is special. I painstakingly edited down over 22 hours of footage to bring you this, so you better like it, you better subscribe. The entire video is work, from everything that I've done to the model, to editing everything down, so give me my flowers. And I also want to say, if you guys are interested in Blender and are interested in joining the Discord that I have, we have some very talented artists in there. We did Sculpt January a couple months ago. I will leave their Instagrams on the screen there. Go follow them and check out their art. Enjoy the video. I worked really hard on it. The first 10 minutes might be a little bit slow. I'm just kind of introducing you to unwrapping and texturing, but as the video progresses, it's going to get even more enlightening. So sit back and enjoy, watch and learn. Thank you. Okay, hey, what's going on? What are we doing today? Headphones off. It's February 23rd. I need to get to work. So what I want to work on right now is fleshing out this character. Me. I'm making my own avatar again. Trying to make it better than the last one. I made a base mesh for sculpting, and I sculpted the body from the base mesh. I put a bunch of like shapes together to form the basic body and all of the parts together, the fingers, everything, and attached them all, smoothed them out, sculpted, and then I started sculpting my own head and attached that to the body that I sculpted, and then I retopologized everything. You can see I retopologized the body. I made a pair of pants, jeans, a jacket that I retopologized here, and also I made the seams, but I think there should be another seam around here. So what I'm doing is marking where I want the seams to be. Sometimes I have to look at the whole character to make sure I didn't accidentally click on another vertice. I think I'm missing something there. Okay, now I can mark the seam and show, oh, I missed a spot there too. Okay, so now this jacket is unwrapped. No, it's not. Control A, unwrap. It rearranged where the UVs went, so now my texture is kind of everywhere. It was just a plain blue texture to show where the UVs were on the unwrap. Boring stuff. Okay. I need to be in the UV editor. Oh, there it is. These are the new UVs. And that's why everything's all over the place, but... Fuck off. I'll put that shit over here. This shit can go over here. What the fuck is that? That shit can go over here. This shit is going over here. RX 180? I have a texture layout that I'm thinking about, which is why I'm just trying to arrange these in a way where the direction will go the same with the pattern. I want it all to match up, just go in the same direction, so I'm not playing too much in Photoshop trying to put it all together. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. UV, export UV layout, jacket UV, jacket UV1. So now we're going to go into Photoshop and take a look at the pattern that I made, because I made the pattern in Illustrator. Okay, so now I got the UV opened. Okay, fill, blue, whatever, I don't care. Now you can see the UVs in Photoshop. Just going to lock that. That's not going to be our pattern. Plaid 4, let's see, let's play with this. That's too big, I need to make it smaller. Maybe that's just what I'll do here. I'll just duplicate it a bunch of times. Alright, Control C, Control V, fuck off. I'm just gonna group all of these layers together, so now they're just gonna be one image, merge layers. We gotta hide our UV layers so we don't end up with a wireframe jacket. We wanna save, we wanna export our file. I'm gonna bring the image we just made into the UV editor. Gotta bring in the shader. Already we got our plaid jacket pattern going. It's kind of shiny though, I don't like that. We can also add more texture to that as well. I have to figure that out. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done this, putting a character together. I haven't done that in like over a year. I think I get better at it slightly every time I do it. This process I'm going to do a little bit differently. I want to add breast pockets to the jacket, but I want to do that separately and make that kind of a separate little project of its own with its own UV unwrapping and normal map and everything. And okay, let me start to bake the normals from the other jacket. I just have to go through and fix this so that there's no red showing before I can bake the normals. Okay, so I've completely covered the sculpt with this mesh. So I'm just gonna bake the details from what's in the red there onto this mesh that I have right here. So let's do that. It's kind of complicated. I forgot how to do it. I always freaking forget how to do this. I have to be in cycles, I believe. To be in the cycles engine. And bake type, normal. Yeah. I'm selected to active. Selected to active. So the sculpt is the selective and the jacket, this is the active. So we want to select this first, the red, select this one. So I don't expect this to work for the first time, but I'm gonna hit bake. Object jacket 1 is not enabled for rendering. Okay, right away we got to turn that camera on so that we can bake it. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so we got something so far. I don't really care about this because this is going to be the area where the hood is going to attach to. You're not even going to see that part. This could be because I still have red peeking through the mesh here that I missed. So let me see. I think where the red is coming through here, that's what's messing us up. Oh, I see why that's a problem. Didn't do this part. What the fuck happened there? We got crisscrossed. That's weird. Isn't the mirror modifier on this? What the hell? Okay, let's try this again. Bake. Improved neckline area here. We definitely don't want green spots in the middle of our texture. So this was driving me crazy. I'm like, what is happening here? I don't understand why this keeps coming out looking like shit. And ignore the green, it shouldn't look green, but I was just trying something different. But I was wondering what the fuck this was, and then my sculpt just decided to do that at some point. I don't know how that happened. Let me just smooth that out. Okay. It looks like a simple fix. Now I have to flip these normals again, figure out what's going wrong with the baking process. Like I said, I wanted to get the baking process over with because it's so annoying. Okay, recalculate outside maybe. Now we should be able to bake and maybe it looks normal. Still coming out green for some reason. Okay, we're back to normal. Still don't know what the fuck is going on here. Okay, so for now, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I can't seem to get rid of that green spot. I can fix it in Photoshop though. I'm just gonna leave it like it is right now and plug it into the texture that we have. Shader, editor. Okay, bring up our image texture, I believe we want. Vector, normal map. That looks right. I didn't save this yet. Okay. I think that's right. What about our pattern? I'm so confused. There we go. Let's go back to Eevee. We don't need to go in cycles right now. Do we see our normal map yet? We can up the strength. Okay, so we added some wrinkles to it. When it gets to the edges, it just looks ugly. Doesn't need to be so shiny. Those are going to be the holes where the threads for the hood are going to be. So far that's what we have. I'm going to make chest pockets and add the hood and the strings. So let's start that now. Very quickly I put together the pockets with some clay, two separate objects. I got the top pocket latch flap thing and then the actual pocket, and I'm gonna just join these together. Mirror modifiers on. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let me start retopologizing the pocket. Okay, so right now I'm just going to add the hoodie on. I've got the jacket isolated. I hid all the other things. So I'm gonna retopologize the hood and connect the mesh to the jacket. Well, I think I'm gonna bake the normals first and then connect it. We're gonna start retopologizing it. Let me hide this and that. I added strings to it. I'm gonna have to fix this whole jacket up. I'm gonna add buttons, and then I'm gonna start on the jeans. Okay, these are the jeans that I sculpted. I very lightly sculpted some detail into these seam here, wrinkles, all that. Okay, now I have to edit this so that there is no red showing through the blue. Apply mirror modifier. Okay, I see why it's not baking properly. I had two materials in the slot and I didn't have an image, the baking image, saved in the material that I'm working with the jeans. When I made the jeans a separate object, it kept the materials, so I had to delete one of the materials so that this can properly bake. Okay, let me put that image back in here so this can work. Baking is so tricky. There's always something. There's always some problem. Jeans, normals. Here I had begun coloring the pants with some basic flat vector layers in Illustrator. I was testing out how it would look with cartoonish lines as wrinkles, but I did not like the results, so I ended up just using pictures of my own jeans from multiple angles. You will see me cutting out pieces of the jeans starting with the seams and lining them up along the seams of the UV map. To get the seams to line up properly, I'm using the Puppet Warp tool to manipulate images more organically. This tool takes some practice to master, but it is extremely handy for building UV maps from images. I also want to say that it's best to bake normal maps first, because this will allow you to line up the images with your normal map. For instance, I already sculpted on some basic back pockets on the jeans. Once the normals were baked, this allowed me to see exactly where I would want the back pocket seams to be. Okay, so I'm back. I've set my camera to different settings, so hopefully it doesn't overheat. I was recording in like 4K. I don't think that's necessary for a face cam, so it's a little overkill and it overheats the camera, so hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. So I want to get back into this. I don't want to do the boots just yet, that's kind of boring. I want to add some texture to the face, paint the face. I think I'm gonna work in Illustrator, kind of like I've been doing my 2D artwork, vector artwork for texturing the face, at least for now. I'm gonna split the body up again because I turned off the mirror modifier. I'm gonna delete the faces. Everything right. Oh no, I have to delete these faces. I want to make sure it's the mirror modifier is on so that the seams are... Okay, that doesn't work. So when I'm marking all of the seams on the body, whatever happens to one side will happen to the other side once the mirror modifier is applied. So we're not doing it twice. I want the other seam to go on this line of the finger. Now, in edit mode, the seams should be visible on both sides of the model, and let's see how it unwraps. I want to arrange these so that the face up here has more real estate for higher quality image. The face is what's going to want more detail. Oh, ignore this, by the way. We're just focusing on the UVs. Maybe I should paint the face a little bit so I have a general idea of where everything will be on the UV map. So let me go ahead and do that. What I've basically done is mapped out where I want to put the distinctive lines and creases when I get into Illustrator. So now we're going to save this and take it into Illustrator. We've already exported this UV layout. Okay, I'm going to save this. Now I can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. I need to reload it, I think, so that it refreshes. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I liked it better before. So right now I'm gonna work on the hair. I want to give him a hat. I think I'm gonna work on a couple more hairstyles. That's it. Done. That's hairstyle number 2. Perfect.
First, let me get that introduction. You were so in love, you weren't gonna tell me no.
Okay, so made some slight changes. I just made the head a little bit bigger because it was too small, and I brought the cheeks in a little bit. They were a bit too chubby. Made the face look a bit too feminine. My cheeks are not that chubby. I mean, in the front they kind of, you know, there's like a lot here. So I want to improve this jacket, but first I should add some detail to these boots. I need to unwrap the boots, shoelace holes, you know, wrinkles, things like that. More improvements in general. And then rigging. Rigging is the fun part. Well, not so fun part. The weight painting, the rigging process, not very fun, but once it gets moving, that's when we have a lot of fun with it. That's when we get to start posing the character. And even without rigging, we can add some animations from, what's it called? Okay, we gotta unwrap these boots. I have to improve the modeling. I have to complete them because they're just like empty. Okay, now that the shoe is pretty much complete, okay, let's work on unwrapping the shoe. I think we can work with that. I'm making this part so small because no one's gonna see it. Now we wait, apparently. My PC just got so much louder. Just trying to save UVs. What the hell? It's not that hard. Come on. Are you fucking kidding me? Why did that crash Blender? Okay, let's recover our autosave. I really hope it saved the part where I made the bottom of the shoe. I would be really unhappy if it did not do that. Okay, it's there. Good. Okay, these are still separate objects, so I might just leave them as separate objects if that means that I can export this faster, because what the fuck? Let's see. Again, my PC is making the loudest noise right now for I don't know what reason. I'm not asking for much. Just export this simple layout. I don't understand. I might just put these boots in a separate project altogether because this is really annoying and ridiculous. Again, Blender fucking crashed. What the hell? We're gonna do this as a separate project because I'm not doing this to myself again. Pray this fucking works. Boots UV. Okay, good. It saved right away. I just needed to put it in a new project. Right now what I want to do is fix the jacket. I don't really like the jacket. I want to make it so it's more realistic, like the folds, these jacket flaps should be folded outward, facing outward. Work on the inner lining of the jacket where you could actually see the lining of the jacket and how it connects to the hoodie. I'm going to separate this into two parts. Well, I'm going to separate this so that I can put the mirror modifier on it and save myself some trouble. Okay, mirror modifier. So now I'm gonna start working on the inside of the flap. I'm just gonna take the bottom portion of this and extrude it upward and outward. I'm gonna select that whole row and then extend that outward like that. And maybe once more. We're going to work on this in sculpting, and we're going to work on this as well. When we were working on this in Photoshop, we have to improve this so that this looks like the inner lining of the jacket as the jacket flaps fold out. So we have to figure out how to connect this hoodie to the rest of this jacket. I'm gonna put this mostly together in Photoshop, but for right now I just want to paint this part on in Blender. Okay, I'm gonna save that and then I'm gonna bring it into Photoshop. Okay, now let's reload and see. It should look better. Okay, so aside from some texture fixes and things that I want to flesh out some more later, I've got all of my objects together. I'm gonna just go ahead and rig what I already have here. It should be kind of simple. We're gonna start by clicking armature. Wait, hang on. That's not right. I need to go to preferences first, rigify. Now I shift A, armature, human, meta rig. I'm just deleting the extra bones that I don't need right now. I'm rotating along the joint of the shoulder bone, and I have X-axis mirror enabled, so what happens to one side will happen to the other. Okay, so far the jeans, the legs are attached to the rig, no problem. Jacket still can't seem to be attached to the rig because it has a lot of overlapping parts. I think that's the case. Let me see. Oh, maybe it can. Okay, so far the jacket can move. I'm gonna reparent this to the rig since I was missing that strand of hair. Let's see if the body will pair now. Okay, it looks like it will, so... but the mustache... Shoelaces need to be paired to the feet. Okay, so this is a matter of weight painting. Oh, that's the root bone. Okay, so this is spine 6. So... it's important to know what your bones are named so that when you go assigning what parts you want to what part of the spine, you know you're not making any mistakes. So let's remove that, and we're going to pair it to spine 6. Assign it to spine 6. So there we go. Now it should work. Sort of. It sort of works. Another thing we need to do, make sure that preserve volume is on for all of our objects. This makes sure that the object keeps its shape, being deformed by the rig. Right, so some of the facial features are being influenced by other bones. Like these hoodie strings should be attached to the hoodie and not be influenced by any of these bones. So that's going to take some manual work. Let's see. Okay, so we're on spine 6. This is the head. The head should be completely red. Blue is something that has no influence by the bone that you have selected. Anything in color is going to have a bit of influence depending on how deep the color is, depending on how red the color is. Red is going to have the most influence of the bone that you're working with. So we want to make sure this head is completely red. So we're just going to start painting on the red here. So part of the problem is we have the neck bone influencing part of the mustache and the beard here. So we need to erase that. Subtract, okay. Yeah. Okay, so the head is completely red for spine 6. So when we move it, we're still having issues with the earring. The earring wants to just leave my ear, so we have to fix that. I don't know. It's being influenced by some other bone. Okay, we found that it's being influenced by the upper arm. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to, well, weight painting is frustrating. Remove. Okay, so now the earring doesn't go anywhere, so that's good. That's what we want. Remove, remove, remove. Okay. So far, looking pretty good. We just need to fix the shoelaces, make sure they're gonna stay with the shoes. And the jacket buttons, we've already lost them. So, and the strings are, I've noticed, being influenced by the arms and even the hands. Choose the foot bone, and then this is the left foot bone, and we're going to paint this part that's coming apart and the shoelaces to the foot bone. They should all be part of the same thing. Okay, the reason that the shoelaces made it onto the foot and this is still behaving very weird, it's because the other bones in the foot are fighting for custody of this part of the shoe, so we gotta clear things up a little bit. What the hell? I don't understand what that shoelace is doing way over there, but it probably has to do with being influenced by the wrong bone. Let's take a look. Heel. Yeah. Okay, but what else is influencing the foot that this is not? We have to look at this. We have to go through and look at why. Okay, the shin bone up here is influencing this too much, so we have to subtract all of this and remove it from the shin bone. That will be so much easier if we just select everything. We already have it. What we need selected here. So we're gonna remove that. All right, let's select all this part of the shoe that should not be influenced by the shin bone like that. Remove it. Okay. That actually looks like it belongs to this foot. Okay, so I have everything set up here that needs to be set up in order for us to retarget and transfer the animations from Mixamo to our character. So let's begin. I'm gonna go to Mixamo. Oh, that's cool. It still has my character loaded. Nice. First, let's do idle. I'm gonna download that without skin. I'm gonna bring that in. Import FBX. Downloads, idle. I also have hip hop dancing and running, so we can do that next. So I'm gonna scale it up. So let's see if this is gonna work. Source. Target is my meta rig. Build bone list. So this needs to be in the rest position. Okay, I'm gonna bring that back up. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, what the hell? Amazing, good job, wow. That looks extremely painful. This is great if I'm making a Dead Space game, but otherwise, what the hell? The spines are not lining up. Let's figure this out. Neck should be spine 5. Let's start over. Okay, so this boneless looks actually accurate because the head is matching up with spine 6, which is the head on my character. This looks like it's going to work. Alright, let's see. I'm feeling better about this. Retarget animation. Amazing stuff. Cool. Okay, let's Google this. Arms, backwards, retargeting, error, rococo, blender. So it has to match up with the T-pose of the armature. I'm gonna actually scale this up so that I can match the T-pose. Because this is my pose mode, I'm going to... The problem is with the arms, so I'm not gonna bother adjusting the fingers. Okay, good. Okay, let's do this. Retarget animation. What the actual fuck? Let me make sure every part of my model is selected, and then apply all the transforms. Yeah, everything's selected. Okay, and then select the rig, and then I'm going to Control A, apply all transforms. Because I already weight painted everything, and this tutorial is telling me to just apply this mesh, apply my meshes to the armature, and then I just weight painted this character so meticulously. And it's asking me to apply all of this. This is what the tutorial is telling me to do. It's not gonna work. Hang on, let's try this again. Alright, this is not gonna work. Let's see. Yeah, so all of my weight painting is ruined because this tutorial told me to redo everything I just did. So now the animation will work, but my character needs to be weight painted again. Because this is not working. My facial hair is all the way down there. And there's nothing on my face. And my eyeballs are trying to pop out of my head. I guess that answers that question. Gotta put your character in the T-pose before you weight paint everything. Yet another outfit change because I stepped away from this when I was having difficulty with the rig, and then I said, I'll come back to it later. And then I didn't, until now. I've come back and I had to reapply the pose in the T-pose, which then made me have to repair everything to the rig, which meant that I lost my weight painting progress. If it turns out that it's going to work with all of the rigs in the Mixamo app, then I'm fine with re-weight painting everything. It sucks, but I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, it's good. It's good if it works. There's some clipping happening right here, like the sweater underneath is clipping with the jacket, which we can actually just fix in edit mode right now. I'm just gonna bring this in on the x-axis, so it's not happening there anymore. It is happening under the jacket. That's so weird. I can bring that in on the y-axis, and now it shouldn't be clipping against the jacket. I could also make additional bones for the strings of the hoodie, which I initially intended on doing, as well as the hair, some strands of the hair here. Oh, that's a weight painting issue. So we got the rig working. Everything is in one piece. We don't have anything flying off of any body parts. This works with this running animation. Let's see what other animations we can make Kevin do. Let's see if we can have me dying. Where are we? Jesus. Navigating this is very different from Blender. A bit different. Download without skin. And this one I know has to be in the rest position also. Okay, let's see. Nice. Yeah, I mean, as long as the limbs are naturally where they're supposed to be, and it doesn't look like I'm having a sort of exorcism happening through my body, I'm good. That's enough. It's been a while since I've done this. I need to create a new action, and it looks like if I can copy those keyframes. Where did those keyframes go? That's the question, right? Okay, so I'm trying very hard to understand this. I'm watching the YouTube tutorial that's saying how to combine different Mixamo animations on the timeline or in the NLA editor. So I had the action editor open and I called it Dying, or it renamed itself to Dying 1. I don't know, but sure, we're gonna go to non-linear animation. I don't know why that's there. This sucks. I feel like such a boomer right now. So we have running, dying, running and then dying. No. Oh, they have to be on the same line, is that it? Oh, what the fuck? So how am I supposed to have them overlap and stuff and like blend them? In the video, the guy has the strips like this, one overlapping the other, but when I do it, the actions don't want to, like both actions, it's just one or the other. Alright, let's add more stuff from Mixamo. Drunk walk. Look at me. I had a little too much to drink. Let's do drunk walk and then dying. Break dance. Looking promising. Oh, look at me go. Oh shit. One time I was so drunk, I started break dancing. And then I went too hard and then I died. Okay, so I had to do some weight painting fixes again because I didn't quite pay attention to the neck area and the strings and everything just looked so weird. So there's one more thing I want to do to add more life to this animation, because right now it just keeps looking creepy when I just see my character not blinking. See if I can figure out how to do this again. Shape keys. I remember shape keys. And we have to add the shape keys in object mode. Basis. I'm gonna rename that blink. Realistically, the eyelash would be down here, and then rotated on the x-axis. So I'm drunk and then I close one eye. That's what should happen here. There you go. We'll be able to animate that. Let's do the other one. Eye, close. Alright. Blink. Let's see. Okay, so for blink I have to... Huh? Oh, that's confusing. New shape from mix. Okay, I think that's right. Now I should be able to combine these. So, oh no. That just made the other eye blink even more. Bitch, what? Oh, okay. Okay, that's normal. Okay, that works. It's because the one eye closed was already activated fully, and then when you combine the two, because that one was already closed in this one, when we were closing both eyes. Alright, that's a good blink. Good blink right there. We can animate that, or we can just animate him opening and closing one eye. Let's do both. So I just hover over and hit eye when I'm ready to animate. Eye closes there. Now it's gotta open again, partially, eye, and start closing again. And maybe we blink. I need to fix this clipping. That's so bad. Gotta open the eyes. Just keep hitting I every time you change the value so it locks it in. We got our drunken walk with the blinking, adding a little more life to our animation. Maybe he blinks when he dies too. Blink happens about here. Maybe I open my eyes here. Okay, let's render that. Oh no, come on. What's going on, Blender? Come on. Do we need to talk or something? Like, what? Whatever. There's more that I can do to this, but I just want to leave it at that. But this video needs to end. It genuinely needs to end. I was like in the middle of editing it also. When am I ever going to upload this thing? This is too much. Stop. My editing self is like, I'm begging you, just stop. Stop adding to this video. Just let's just put it up and that's that. We're done. We're done with this. I haven't posted in like 2 months. And Premiere hasn't been all that pleasant to work with either. It's constantly crashing when I'm trying to export. I don't think I'm gonna do videos like this very often. I would rather focus more on the process itself than recording the process, commentating on the process, editing the process, reliving the whole process over and over again. This was a big video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a journey. We got from point A to point B. I'm gonna come back to this video when I'm struggling. I'm like, what issue was I having that we solved in that video? We went from the beginning stages of a character to more textured, brought to life through rigging, weight painting. Blender is really cool like that, free software. I know I was using like Photoshop and Illustrator, but you know, similar results can be achieved all in Blender. I don't think you need to rely on Photoshop too much. I think Blender's made a bunch of very cool texturing tools and things with all these different updates, and you can probably get it all done just in that program alone, completely free. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was all over the place, but if you watched till the very end, thank you. Please subscribe, like this video, and help me out in the algorithm. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do a video like this for a while. I want to just focus on the creative portion and hopefully getting animations out and working on like really funny stuff. So stay tuned. Thank you for staying with me. and I will see you in the next one.